UFO, or Unidentified Flying Object, is a term used to describe any aerial phenomenon or object that cannot be readily identified or explained by conventional means. The behavior of UFOs is often described as unusual, erratic, or seemingly impossible, which has led to speculation about their nature and origin. Some reported behaviors of UFOs include rapid acceleration or sudden stops, ability to change direction or maneuver in ways that defy known laws of physics, hovering or remaining stationary for long periods of time, emitting bright lights or other unusual visual effects, disappearing or reappearing suddenly. It's worth noting that many sightings of UFOs can be attributed to natural phenomena, human-made objects such as drones or balloons, or misidentification of conventional aircraft or astronomical objects. However, some sightings remain unexplained and continue to generate interest and speculation among researchers and the general public. UFO lights are a commonly reported phenomenon associated with unidentified flying objects. These lights are often described as being bright, colorful, and in some cases, pulsating or flashing. They may appear as single points of light, or in some cases, as a cluster or formation of lights that move together in unison. The color and intensity of UFO lights can vary widely, with some sightings describing brilliant white lights, while others report seeing lights that are red, green, blue, or yellow. Some UFO lights have also been reported to emit a beam of light, or to change color or shape as they move through the sky. It's worth noting that many sightings of UFO lights can be attributed to natural phenomena such as atmospheric phenomena or celestial objects like meteors or comets. However, some sightings of UFO lights remain unexplained and continue to generate interest and speculation among researchers and the general public. It is difficult to give an exact number of UFO sightings reported over the past 80 years, as many sightings go unreported or are not recorded. However, there have been tens of thousands of reported sightings worldwide, and many organizations and groups have compiled databases of reported sightings. One of the largest and most well-known organizations that collects and investigates UFO reports is the Mutual UFO Network, MUFON, which has investigated tens of thousands of cases since its founding in 1969. The National UFO Reporting Center, NUFORC, is another organization that collects and publishes UFO reports. It's important to note that while many UFO sightings can be attributed to natural phenomena, human-made objects, or misidentification of conventional aircraft or astronomical objects, some sightings remain unexplained and continue to generate interest and speculation among researchers and the general public. The question of whether there are aliens or extraterrestrial life is one of the most profound and intriguing questions in science and human exploration. While there is no conclusive evidence to prove the existence of aliens or extraterrestrial life, there are several reasons to believe that life may exist beyond Earth. First, given the vast size of the universe, it seems likely that there are other planets and star systems similar to our own that could potentially support life. Second, there have been numerous sightings of unidentified flying objects, UFOs, and reports of encounters with extraterrestrial beings, although these reports are often disputed or unverified. Third, scientists have discovered the building blocks of life, such as amino acids, on other planets and moons in our own solar system, suggesting that life could potentially exist there. However, until there is conclusive evidence, the question of whether there are aliens remains unanswered and subject to ongoing scientific investigation and speculation. The exact number of planets in the Milky Way galaxy is not known, as it is difficult to detect planets beyond our own solar system. However, astronomers estimate that there could be billions of planets in the Milky Way galaxy alone, based on observations of other star systems and statistical models. As of January 2023, over 4,500 exoplanets have been discovered outside our solar system, with the majority being detected using the transit method, where a planet passes in front of its host star, causing a slight dip in the star's brightness. Other methods used to detect exoplanets include radial velocity, gravitational microlensing, and direct imaging. Recent studies also suggest that there may be many more planets in the Milky Way than previously thought, with some estimates suggesting that there could be tens of billions of Earth-sized planets alone. However, more research and observations are needed to confirm these estimates and determine the exact number of planets in our galaxy. It is difficult to estimate the exact number of habitable planets in the Milky Way galaxy, as it depends on a range of factors such as the definition of habitable, the characteristics of the star systems and planets being considered, and the methods used to detect them. However, based on current knowledge and scientific understanding, it is estimated that there could be tens of billions of potentially habitable planets in the Milky Way galaxy alone. These estimates are based on observations of other star systems and statistical models that take into account factors such as the distance from a star, the planet's size and composition, and the presence of water and other essential elements for life. While many of these potentially habitable planets have not yet been detected, ongoing research and advancements in technology are likely to increase our understanding of the number and characteristics of potentially habitable worlds in our galaxy and beyond.